I co-wrote and co-starred in a movie called The Nowhere Inn with my best friend Carrie Brownstein, who is an incredible artist in basically every discipline now. She's in a band called Sleater-Kinney, which is a really important band to a lot of people, very important to me as well. She also starred in Portlandia with Fred Armisen. She's just all around truly one of the most brilliant people I've ever met. We got to work together and it was the most fun thing.
In this chapter, I'm going to take you through the theme from The Nowhere Inn and peel it apart layer by layer, from the lyrics to the songwriting process and all the way through to some fun studio tricks and effects.
One of the things for the film was we wanted there to be a theme song that was kind of the culmination of the whole film, and that you would see us writing it along the way. So we got together and we wrote this song in a day. The original idea of the song is we were trying to think of a metaphor for this place that people can get to when they've become so consumed with their own identity and their own myth that they're in between a real person and their own creation. And we thought, well, that's kind of like the Nowhere Inn, like picturing this rundown desert motel where just lost souls kind of go to be in narcissism purgatory. The first part of the song, it's me talking to the driver as I'm on my way to the Nowhere Inn.
Driver, do you mind? Turn off Patsy Cline, walking on my own tonight. Hate being impolite, but no small talk, I'm tired. Just wake me when we arrive.
So all dialogue. Driver, do you mind? Just turn off the radio. I tried to use dustier sounds, right? Like things that felt dreamy and desert road sounds. When I think about desert sounds, I guess I think about almost like spaghetti western, that kind of Morricone film score where you can almost picture the cowboy coming out of the saloon doors with the woo-woo, the whistle and the tumbleweed. Acoustic guitar with some Mellotron pads. And so we kind of...
Pick up speed and sandwiches, a Ziploc bag of...
When I say pick up speed and sandwiches, track actually speeds up 10 BPM. So we started at 90, and we get to there, we needed to have some urgency, so we added it, and I'm literally saying, let's pick up speed, and also some, Adderall or whatever. Delightful. I'm at the Nowhere Inn. So really just like a little bit, like Brazilian, again, like trying to channel these things like just like Brazilian psych, where you can picture the drummer with like a cigarette coming out of their mouth, just like we're all just like decrepit over here, and we're playing like we are. And then this scene change, BPM change. All of a sudden, we are in a 70s rock odyssey with big Keith Moon drum tom fills. But this is also, I want to show you, there are two drum sets in this section.
And the two drum tracks give it this extra bit of propulsion and chaos.
Okay, again, scene change. Now we go from something very fast and frantic to something that I was calling the devil verse, because, who's the person who greets you at the Nowhere Inn? And it's it's somebody who confirms all your worst fears about yourself. Like, we knew we'd find you here eventually, and for years to say you in my everlasting mirror. What I did here, because I wanted to sing it, but I didn't want my voice to sound exactly like my voice. So I took the whole track and I pitched it up one semitone. And then I sang over this section, and then I put everything back in its original key, back down the semitone. And so my voice it's been manipulated. It was sung here, and then it was pitch shifted. So it just has a little bit of an alien quality, which was the point. That line in particular makes me chuckle every time, and that just the idea of someone telling me, like, you're the reason why your mother cries every time. That is just so dark and sad that it makes me laugh. Okay, so now we're in country dance hall, sawdust on the floor, but all the cowboys are skeletons world, you know. I put pedal steel in this section to make it sound very woozy with the bed, and then I took that little lap steel solo, the sort of Black Hole Sun lap steel moment. Background singing, we're in nowhere, just like picture like people in purgatory. So now we've come back to the chorus, but we're in a different key and we're also in a different tempo. Okay, so two drum kits. Just chaos. Very, very Beatlesy kind of bass playing. And then guitar solo. Da-do-da-do-da-do-da. So it's just like, where are you? Where are you? No, you know, and then you're in a loop. For longer than you ought to be. Because that's the loop that you can get into. That's neuroses, is just your brain running through the same pattern over and over and over again. So the end was very much kind of just like, oh God, we're just stuck in this loop. We're stuck in this loop. And nothing gets resolved. It just ends. Like life. So I used a lot of adjectives like woozy or drowsy or and made this kind of face quite a bit. But what I'm talking about when I'm talking about that feeling is a lot of times things being really pitchy and going in and out of pitch, and effects like chorus can make you feel that way. Or if you're playing a guitar, just bending it to like, oh. You can bend things on keyboards that have a pitch wheel. And you can certainly do it with your voice and any horns. The culmination of all those things can make it feel really woozy. Another way would be something like a phaser, which is basically sweeping through the EQ spectrum of what you're doing and modulating it slightly every time. There are effects like tremolo, which is taking a signal and kind of riding volume. Okay, so I'll give you an example of like, this would be a... And the thing with tremolo is it is time sensitive. I'm freewheeling it right now, but you're basically taking the audio signal of it and vacillating between different volumes at a particular BPM. There's other effects, things like delay. Well, I can give you an example. Here's one I can throw up very easily. Okay. Delay. Very fun. Delay is very fun. Basically, delay, you take the signal, the original signal, and then it gets multiplied. Delay is super fun and fun to kind of toss on something really quickly and then have it go away. It's just like a little bit of a jump start. So this is a lot of people will talk about the slap delay. It's just a short delay without any repeats that was very popular, like, in Elvis recordings and things like that. So it's also known as slapback. So I'm gonna adjust the feedback of this. So it's just like, the feedback means how many times it's repeating and multiplying. There's no hard and fast rule with effects at all. It's seasoned to taste. My only thing is that it should support the feeling of the song and not get in the way of the song. That's my only rule for anything. It's like, really try not to get in the way of the song. It's really fun to write theme songs. The great thing about writing theme songs is that you already know what's happening plot-wise in the movie. So you can almost reverse engineer the lyrics to be things that directly apply to what's going on in the plot. I think make things with your friends. Just like make things with your friends. It's awesome.